1.8 is the coordinate plane. Do you guys remember how to graph things in a coordinate plane? How do you graph things in a coordinate plane? Yes. So remember, when you make a coordinate plane, you have your x-axis, your y-axis. This is coordinate 1. This is coordinate 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We count counterclockwise. Okay. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. X-axis, y-axis. Okay. If I am graphing points, if points are graphed, you're going to have to be able to give me the coordinates of them. What is the coordinate of this point A?
2, 4.
2, 4. 2, 4. So I write it like this. 2, 4, because my x goes there, my y goes there. What is the coordinate of point B?
Negative 3, 2.
Negative. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's negative 3, 2. Negative 3, 2. So, can we handle looking at coordinates and telling me what points they are? Yep, we did. Okay. Hannah,
I do the second
board. Yeah, you can do the second one. Graph
Hey,
me,
board.
graph me at point A. Label it
I
point
did the
A.
third one.
4, 1.
I do C.
Can I do one? Can we all do one? Yeah, can we all do one?
4, 1. Yeah, I can give us all one possibly.
Good.
Okay, good.
Should
Gabby.
I do it to someone? Oh.
Gabby, do 0, negative 3.
I don't know.
Can I
how
do the
to
third
do
one?
it.
0, negative 3. Yeah, you got negative 2, 5. 0, negative 3.
Okay.
Yep, just go up, and Gabby will leave in just a
I
second.
think this one is it.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's point B. Beautiful.
Oh.
Matthew,
Yeah?
give me this. Let's go negative 4, negative 6.
Okay. Excuse me. I'm doing it.
So is she. You got negative 2, negative 5, and you have negative 4, negative 6. By the way, if you notice, they're all in chunks of 5, each of those boulder lines.
Are they supposed to make
What
one
does
more
that
shape?
mean?
No, I'm not making a shape right now.
That
Yep,
one's
that's
right
me.
there.
Beautiful.
A line.
Beautiful.
Sorry,
it.
making a line.
Beautiful.
I think that's it right there. I can't tell.
Here.
I love this board, by the way.
I know, I
Great
do
board.
too. It's nice. It's good for geometry.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Okay, how about, anybody else want a shot? Or are we good?
Yes, I would
You
like
want
a
a
shot.
shot, Carter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, it's
Give
not
me-
Carter.
That's Kaden.
It's Kaden.
Dang it.
Do me.
Give me 6, negative 3.
6 and negative.
Yep, 6, negative 3. Your point E.
I want to do one.
I want to do one.
Matthew already did one.
I
You wanna do
know.
one?
I want to do another
Okay,
one.
Bree. Here you go, Bree. Catch.
Great catch.
To learn.
Watch and learn. Let's do this, Bree. Your point F, and let's go 3, negative 3.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Goodness. Can I do another one?
No, Matthew.
That's 3.
Why not?
Yeah, beautiful.
That was gonna hit me in the face.
It wasn't gonna hit you in the face. He was way over your head.
I thought.
Because Matthew, I know you know how to do this. You're doing awesome.
I don't want to do another
I don't
one.
like
We're
to graph
fine.
3, negative 3, Bree.
I
Your
like
F.
drawing on the wall.
Okay, that's fine.
Yep, that's perfect. Beautiful. Anybody else want a shot that hasn't done it?
Mm.
Okay, then let's move on to the last part of this lesson. Your word problem of the day
Boo.
Yay.
card. A biologist measured the lengths and masses of 8 rainbow trout. It says make a scatter plot of the data, describe any relationship you use. Okay, so here's our, any relationship you see. I can't read. Okay, here's our data. When we go to graph this, okay, are we gonna count by ones?
No.
No. What do you think we're gonna count by?
Hundreds.
Hundreds or like 50s?
50, yeah.
I can count by that, okay? And when we go to graph this, we can do a graph that's called, well, they're called broken graphs type things, but they look a little bit like this. I'm very bad at drawing them. They have like a little break in the graph there,
Wow.
okay? Why?
Yeah.
Because I'm not, if I make a coordinate plane like this starts at 0, 0, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then I could like count by 50s or whatever. If I go like this, I can just start at 405.
Oh.
Like, hey, I'm breaking the graph open, I'm just starting where I need, type thing, okay?
Gotcha.
So you'll see those later on, not necessarily this year, because you won't get problems like that, but when you get into my Algebra 2 class, you'll see those every once in a while.
Okay.
And then when you get into, if you go into like higher math in high school or in college, you'll see those a lot. Okay, so I just thought I'd throw it out there and show you what it's like.
Okay, that's nice. I
Okay.
liked it.
But if I want to create a graph like this, let's say I want to count by, let's say I want to count by 50s on both the x and y axes, okay? What one do you want to label as your x and what one do you want to label as your y? Does it matter?
Length. Just do length. X. I don't know.
Yeah, length is x, that's fine. So this is
Whatever.
my length, and remember, we have to label these types of graphs so that we know what's going on. And this thing would be my
Mass.
mass. Okay, now, I do this to try to help me out. I noticed that my smallest mass is 184, and I noticed that my largest mass is 754. Okay, so I need to start at 150 and I need to end at 800. Does that make sense? Okay, so if I start here at 150, and then I go 200, right?
Yeah.
250. I might have to make this bigger. So I need you, when you are doing this, to be very specific for me and label everything. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay? The more specific you are, the easier it is for me to know what you're trying to tell me. I'm not a mind reader. I was gonna say brain reader, but that doesn't make sense.
That's a high graph.
It is, just because I'm trying to give it a little bit of space. And of course, mine's not perfect because it's not on graphing paper,
Well, still.
and I didn't use a ruler to measure out the.
It's not gonna be perfect.
Sorry. So my length's down here. What's my shortest length?
You mean up there is 247.
247, so I need to start at 200.
Yeah.
And what is my,
405. Wait,
Oh.
no, 413. 413.
so I need to go to 450.
Yeah.
Beautiful, this one's gonna be a little easier. And remember that I could count by different numbers on both sides, okay? They don't have to be, both by 50s. I can count one by 50 as I can count one by 100. It just, whatever works out for your data. So we're gonna graph this. The first one says 405, 715. So I go to where 405 approximately is, and I go up to, oh boy, this is rough. Something like there. We're gonna pretend that everything is perfect, okay? Then I go, so I'm just checking off that I did that. I go to 360, 557, 360, 557, someplace in here. Okay. Then I go to 413, 754. 413, 754. 395, 584. 395, 584. Someplace around here. 247, 184. 247, 1.
That's a low one.
Yeah. 280, 248. 280, 248. And 265, 223, 220. And 351, 506. Something like that. Okay, do you notice any pattern in this data? Or even just off the numbers that we work with? What, do you see anything?
There's a straight line, near the bottom.
Okay, near the bottom, there's kind of a straight line. Beautiful. So we plotted the point, notice that the points rise, right? They're
Yeah.
rising from right to left.
Yeah.
So technically, it would be increasing, which makes sense because the taller you get, usually the more your mass is, right? So that makes sense for a trout size. The longer a trout gets, the heavier it weighs. Okay?
Is that how many,
What?
that's how much a trout weighs?
Yeah, but its mass is in,
Yeah, what is it in?
the length was in millimeters and the mass is in grams.
I was gonna say, if it's in like pounds, that'd be scary.
Millimeters, grams.
Of you
Yeah,
big
that's-
fat bass.
That's one big trout.
Or big fat
Okay,
trout, yeah.
so this is the stuff you're doing today, literally plotting points,
Okay.
okay?